I was born without a uterus, cervix, and part of my vaginal canal. I felt so different and weird and confused and alone. So I can't carry a baby or get pregnant naturally. So it's affected my entire idea of what womanhood is. We started trying to have a baby through IVF and surrogacy about 7 years ago. We had a surrogate that tried 3 times and they all failed. So I'm in this like completely hopeless phase. We're never gonna have a family. And one night she's like, I'll do it. It's the most selfless thing anyone could do for someone.
But we're so close!
1 month away. My story doesn't look like the majority. It doesn't mean that it's any less. So I went from, you know, playing sports, being this super like happy kid, and then after diagnosis, I just kind of spiraled. This picture just, I was just so confused, and I remember there were like boys at the campground, and I wanted them to like me, but they liked my friends, so, you know, in my head I was thinking it's because I have MRKH, but of course they had no idea. MRKH is Mayer-Rokitansky-Küster-Hauser syndrome, which means that I was born without a uterus, cervix, and part of my vaginal canal, and this affects 1 in 5,000 women around the world. I developed MRKH in my mom's womb during the first trimester when the uterus is developing, and it just didn't fully form. But my ovaries did form because they develop at a different time. So I have fully functioning ovaries, which means my hormone levels are normal. I was 16 when I was diagnosed. I felt so different and weird and confused and alone. Like my entire self-identity was shattered in one appointment, and I just didn't know how to view myself. And I couldn't be like normal like the other girls in school because I didn't have a period. So I would just lie and be like, oh yes, I have pads and tampons in my purse, but that was not true. The implications of MRKH for me is that I don't have a uterus, so I can never naturally get pregnant or carry a child. It was about 7 years after my diagnosis that I became public with my syndrome. I had never done a pageant in my life. I ended up winning Miss Michigan 2013, and so you go to compete at Miss USA, but that's when I decided I'm going to come out with having MRKH syndrome. I remember there were blogs about me leading up to competing at Miss USA saying that I was transgender and is it fair that I compete, which was really hard to read because I don't identify that way. I just felt like so proud to be in this womanly pageant role as myself, you know, like I felt like that was really groundbreaking for me. I'm so excited to see Kelly and the baby. I hope we get to feel it kick. Last time I felt baby kick was yesterday, actually. Starting my own family is everything. Shortly after John and I were married, we decided to do IVF to retrieve my eggs and make embryos. Initially, we had a surrogacy agency in Chicago, and we had a surrogate that tried 3 times and they all failed. So I'm in this like completely hopeless phase. We're never gonna have a family, and even adoption is so much money. So at that time, John was starting dental school, and his older cousin Kelly lives down the street from her house. And so he was working with her, and we were going over there together having like wine nights. And so Kelly and I became really close. And you know, I would tell her all of this, and she was just like, I can't believe that they want another $10,000 to match you with a surrogate. And one night when we were saying goodbye, she's like, I'll do it. And she just offered. And I was just so filled with hope again. Like, this would be perfect. She's family, she's down the street. It's the most selfless thing anyone could do for someone. She's like amazing. We started trying to have a baby through IVF and surrogacy about 7 years ago.
But we're so close!
1 month away.
So since we've been trying for over 7 years now, it just really does, it feels surreal to actually be coming to that moment where it's like we could actually be holding a baby. And
we're gonna be freaking out.
I'm more in the feels about how you're going to react, because like I envision you actually being held, like handed the baby, like laying down and doing chest to chest.
It's just gonna be crazy. I can't believe we're gonna have a human together. So I am going to go see Kelly and the baby next. And I'm so excited.
The pregnancy is going really well,
Yeah.
and then my ankles are swelling. But those are things I can't
Yeah.
complain about.
Yeah.
Like, it could be so much worse.
Yeah.
Like, no morning
Like, you're
sickness,
literally
no.
doing surgery
I'm
still,
working
all day.
every day,
Yeah.
so I can't complain.
Yeah.
And you know, you get a belly, you gain weight, like that's
Yeah.
normal. It's been a great pregnancy. I'm so proud of you for it. It's amazing.
I can't believe it's like I'm doing it. Oh wait, was that you or the baby?
No, there's the baby.
I felt it.
Yeah. I admire JACLYN's like one of my idols. She has been through so much, and she makes every single struggle that she's been through look easy. And she always changes it into like a positive view. She's taught me a lot, even though I'm way older than her.
So one of the things that I've been able to do is induce lactation. And I didn't want to miss out on breastfeeding and bonding. So I'm taking these pills that help mimic pregnancy hormones. So these are the pills. I take them 4 times a day, and it's working. I was able to successfully induce lactation, and I've been pumping every 2 to 3 hours around the clock. It's important for me to be able to bond with the baby, hopefully through breastfeeding. I'm hoping the baby latches, but if not, I'm so happy to keep pumping and just being able to do this.
These are some of the scans from when the baby was a lot smaller. It's huge now. I think that JACLYN has a huge heart for other people, and I think that she really knows how to give love to other people. I'm so proud of JACLYN because of how much she's had to go throughout her entire life carrying this, and how well she's carried it, and how she's turned it into helping others to deal with.
Something that I wish people knew about MRKH syndrome is that it doesn't make me or anyone diagnosed any less of a woman just because you can't give birth to a baby. I think there are many ways to mother.
We have 2 trans kids.
Anyone can be whoever they want.
I'm just owning it.
Our family is seen to be very unconventional.
So I had kids and I can't be hot anymore. Like, moms are hot too.
People say I look like a thug, but I love thugs. I take that as a compliment.
I'm bored of people thinking that I cannot be intimate.
I'm a young, single, hot piece of disabled booty.
I feel like I'm going to look at myself and be like, who is that?
Life is way too short to be hiding. It is my story, it is my truth.